Tonight, millions under freeze alerts as the first big show of winter turns deadly. Heavy snow falling from Michigan to New York. Some towns buried under more than 3 feet of snow. In hard-hit Vermont, a transit bus colliding with a car on a snow-filled road, killing at least one person. Temperatures plummeting along the East Coast, with some cities seeing temperatures 15 degrees below average. Freeze warnings also in effect across the South. Bill Karen standing by with how long this cold will last. Also breaking tonight, a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas reaching its deadline. But is a new deal on the table? An American citizen among the latest round of hostages released by Hamas. But now Israel is demanding proof of the hostages that remain in Gaza after Hamas claimed the youngest hostage, a 10-month-old, his 4-year-old brother, and their mother were killed in Israeli airstrikes while in captivity. In the West Bank, Israeli forces storming a refugee camp. Palestinian officials claiming they shot and killed an 8-year-old boy as he ran away. Could this be the end to the fragile pause in fighting? Deadly military crash, a U.S. Air Force Osprey with 8 airmen on board going down off the coast of Japan during a training exercise. At least one person confirmed dead. Search and rescue operations now underway as the military investigates the 3rd crash with this type of aircraft in a year. Missed warning signs? The new lawsuit filed after a middle school student was stabbed 14 times by her classmate. The victim's mother now claims the school ignored repeated threats made by the suspect and even knew a knife was on campus the day of the attack. The deadly explosion caught on camera, a fireball erupting at an auto shop in Ohio. At least 3 killed, and the blast felt for several blocks. The investigation now underway. Plus, a family on vacation pulled over with guns drawn and accused of stealing a car. How the terrifying incident was all due to a mistake by the rental car company. And teen to the rescue, a school bus packed with students rolling towards a row of gas pumps, the driver outside trying to chase after it, the moment a 14-year-old grabbed a hold of the steering wheel and saved her classmates. Top story starts right now. And good evening. It's not even December yet, but many Americans are dealing with a blast of winter with this evening. Take a look at these images from Orchard Park, New York, outside of Buffalo. Residents there digging out after a lake-effect snowstorm buried parts of the Great Lakes region, including more than 3.5 feet in some parts of New York. The winter weather also causing dangerous conditions on the roads. Take a look. In Vermont, a transit bus going off the side of a snowy roadway after colliding with a driver. Icy roads also blamed for a deadly crash in the Philadelphia area as below-average temps settle in along the East Coast. Here's a live look tonight right outside our studios at 30 Rock. Thousands standing in near-freezing temperatures to watch the lighting of the Rockefeller Christmas tree. We're going to have more on that later in the show. Freeze warnings, though, also in effect for parts of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. Bill Karen standing by with the full forecast in just moments, but we begin tonight with Jesse Kirsch from a chilly Pennsylvania.
Tonight, thousands digging out after being buried in the season's first big snowstorms. Lake-effect snow bands dumping from Michigan to New York State, where Constableville was hit with more than 3.5 feet.
Yes, it's going to be cold tomorrow morning once again, with feels like temperatures likely in the mid and upper 20s.
And outside the storm zone, a days-long chill is still lingering up and down the East Coast tonight, with temperatures as much as 15 degrees below average. The frigid conditions turning deadly in Philadelphia this morning, where police say it appears a driver lost control of his car on an ice patch. Tomorrow, the eastern U.S. will start to thaw, but for now, freeze warnings remain in effect for parts of Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. Even the manatees are trying to heat up near Tampa, Florida, drawn to the warm water leaving this power plant. Back up north in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania, snow is finally tapering off as they clean up the mess left behind. Some welcoming the winter weather.
So you're kind of happy to see this?
Yeah. Let's go skiing. I'm ready.
All right, Jesse Kirsch joins me now from Lindenhurst, Ohio. And Jesse, what's the latest on the conditions where you are?
Yeah, Tommy, you see some piles of snow pushed aside here behind us. Roads moving pretty smoothly out here, but we still see some icy patches like in parking lots, and it is still definitely quite cold out here. But again, some relief in sight. A warm-up is on the way tomorrow. Tom?
All right, Jesse Kirsch leading us off tonight. Jesse, thank you for that. For more on the forecast, NBC News meteorologist Bill Cairns joins me now in studio. So, Bill, what are you watching tonight?
Well, the good thing about November snow and cold is it doesn't last long. It's not like when we get to the end of December or January or February. So the snow's already over with. The cold is going to be with us for about another 12 to 14 hours. And then the sun tomorrow is going to warm everything up. But it still feels like 18 in Buffalo, 24 in Richmond. And tonight, that cold air is going to settle down to the ground in areas of North Florida, once again, southern Georgia, Valdosta, Tallahassee. Bring the pets in tonight. Make sure you have any plants you can bring inside, because we are going to get another frost and possibly a freeze, as the temperatures in Tallahassee expected to be 31 in morning, 34 in Atlanta. But as I said, it's a quick turnaround. We immediately will start talking tomorrow morning and afternoon about severe weather. It's returning into Texas. We even have an isolated chance of tornadoes. So Galveston, Houston included in this, Livingston to Lufkin, those are the areas of concern. And then these storms will drift over into Louisiana. And it is a really active, messy forecast. We're going to start a very active pattern, not just this weekend, right into next week. So Friday, soggy East Coast, huge storm comes into the Pacific Northwest. And we're going to start to have some issues there, because we're going to have an atmospheric river coming in with one storm after another. Saturday, the southeast gets soaked. It's more heavy snow in the mountains of the west, also heavy rain. And then another storm comes in Sunday to the Pacific Northwest. Some areas could pick up feet of snow, inches of rain, flooding, and also the possibility, obviously, with all that heavy snow, of huge travel issues going through the mountain passes. And Sunday for the East Coast, if you have your plans, keep this in mind. Rainy weather will be developing, and northern New England has a chance for a snowstorm as we go through Sunday night and into Monday. So, Tom, this is the beginning. We were waiting for our El Nino winter weather pattern of active weather to set up. It looks like it has begun.
Active weather pattern is right. Okay, Bill, we thank you for that. We want to turn now to the breaking news we're following out of the Middle East. The fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas expiring tonight, but negotiators are working to extend it. We have some new reporting. As that ceasefire expired, another round of hostages were released by Hamas, among them an American citizen. NBC's Richard Engel is there with the details.
Another American has been freed by Hamas tonight, 49-year-old Liat Benin. She works as a tour guide at Yad Vashem, Israel's Holocaust memorial, and was taken hostage from a safe room in her home on a kibbutz near Gaza, while her husband tried to fight off the Hamas attackers. Her husband remains a hostage. President Biden reacting tonight.
Liat Benin is safe in Egypt. She's crossed the border. I talked with her mother and father. They're very appreciative, and things are moving well. She'll soon be home with her 3 children.
Benin is only the second U.S. citizen Hamas has let go, following 4-year-old Abigail Idan, whose parents were both murdered during Hamas's October 7th massacre. Also new tonight, Hamas released 2 18-year-old men, something the group said it would not do, considering all military-aged men and women potential soldiers. In exchange, Israel released 30 Palestinian prisoners. Israel has said Hamas must release at least 10 hostages a day to keep the truce going. Otherwise, it will resume bombing. But Hamas today said it's unable to release the Bibas family, claiming that Shiri and her sons, Ariel and 10-month-old Kafir, were killed previously by an Israeli airstrike. The Israeli military and the Bibas family said in statements they're working to verify that claim. Yahel and Nave were among 6 members of the Haran Avigdori family Hamas freed last weekend. Their father remains in Gaza. Nave is 8 years old and a soccer fan. Yahel is 3 and has a big smile, but now only speaks in a whisper after being told by Hamas to stay quiet for 50 days, according to a relative, Shira Hebron.
What has it been like for you and all the families each day waiting by the phone? Maybe they're on the list, maybe they're not on the list. Are they alive? Are they dead? What has this process been like for you?
It's been a nightmare. It's been hell on earth, basically. Because, imagine that one day, you're just living your life, having a happy, large family, and then one day, in a couple of hours, it's completely shattered people have been murdered and taken from their safest place. Now we have some air in our lungs finally, because 6 of them have returned.
Richard Engel reporting out of Israel, and this just in from our teams there in Israel. They're reporting that a possible new deal to extend the ceasefire is now being negotiated. With that news, we are also following what's happening in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Israeli forces storming a refugee camp. Palestinian officials claiming they shot and killed an 8-year-old boy. The Israelis did. Raf Sanchez has that part of the story and a warning. Some of the video is difficult to watch.
Tonight, as an uneasy truce holds in Gaza, violence is surging in the occupied West Bank. Israeli forces storming a refugee camp in the city of Jenin, hunting for militants from Hamas and Islamic Jihad. But the Palestinian Health Ministry says Israeli troops also killed these 2 boys, 8-year-old Adam and 15-year-old Basil. Officials say this is the moment Adam was shot from behind as he's running away. A friend tries to drag him to safety behind a car, calling out for help. A second video appears to show Basil with a group of other teenagers before he too is shot. Israel's military says a number of suspects hurled explosive devices towards IDF soldiers. The soldiers responded with live fire. Basil does appear to be trying to light something, but there's no evidence we've seen that either boy threw explosives. Israel says it killed these 2 militants during the operation. And Hamas calling on West Bankers to escalate all forms of resistance. Jenin and other cities have been raided repeatedly by Israeli forces since the Hamas attack on October 7th. The UN says a record 232 Palestinians have been killed so far, including at least 61 children.
The situation is boiling and getting worse rapidly.
In Jenin, a final goodbye from Basil's mother. Where did they hit you, my love? She asks. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
Next tonight to a deadly crash of yet another American Osprey aircraft. This time, a plane on a training mission off the coast of Japan. NBC's Courtney Cuby has the story.
Overnight, a U.S. Air Force Osprey crashed into the waters off Japan's southern coast with 8 U.S. airmen on board. Tonight, U.S. military officials say the remains of one have been found and that search and rescue efforts continue. The airmen assigned to the 353rd Special Operations Wing at Kadena Air Base in Japan were on a training mission when Japanese officials say the Osprey disappeared around 2:40 p.m. local time. The Osprey is unique, capable of taking off and hovering like a helicopter, then tilting its rotors forward to fly like a plane. But it's an aircraft with a troubled history. In August 2022, Air Force Special Operations Command grounded all 52 of its Ospreys for more than 2 weeks after clutches repeatedly malfunctioned. And deadly crashes with Marine Corps Ospreys as well, including 4 Marines killed when their Osprey crashed during an exercise in Norway last year, 5 more Marines killed just 3 months later in Southern California. And this August, a Marine Corps Osprey went down in Australia, killing 3 Marines on board, including Norm Lewis's son, Major Toby Lewis.
Well, I'm concerned about any pilot, military pilot, and flying and the things they have to do.
He says Toby loved flying the Osprey.
I don't know the cause of Toby's crash, and I do not know the cause of this crash, and I think the military will figure that out, and they'll decide whether these airframes are still safe to fly or not, or they'll correct the problem.
Boeing and Bell, who build the Osprey, say they are standing by to provide any requested investigation support.
Courtney Cuby joins us tonight from the Pentagon. Courtney, what is the latest on the search?
So tonight, defense officials say that they will continue the search and rescue effort for at least another 72 hours. But, Tom, this comes at the same time where U.S. military officials are notifying the family members of the airmen who are on board that CV-22 Osprey aircraft that their loved ones are missing. Tom.
Okay, Courtney Cuby first. Courtney, thank you for that reporting. Back here at home, we're following some news concerning Elon Musk. Tonight, he had a clear message to advertisers who have boycotted X, formerly known as Twitter. Musk cursing out advertisers who have left the platform over anti-Semitic content. This outburst just days after Musk returned from a trip to Israel. Here's what he told CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin tonight.
But there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online, There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself.
But
go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Elon Musk there talking to Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, who has also pulled advertising off X. Joining us now with that and more is Jake Ward. Jake, you cover a lot of these spaces for us here at NBC News. What's been the reaction so far, and I know this just happened a couple hours ago, to what we just witnessed and saw there?
Well, if you thought it was awkward to watch it on video there, Tom, people in the room say it was an absolutely cringe-inducing moment, that there was just a sense of tension, audible gasping. I mean, this gathering, as you know, is a gathering of some of the most powerful business and world leaders out there. And the idea of someone like Elon Musk controlling a platform that has been as central to the communication of major companies for so long, literally telling them, go F yourself. That is not a thing we have seen in the advertising world before. And so the reaction has been incredibly powerful at this hour at a time when obviously the public perception of both Musk and X is already reeling, Tom.
Yeah, Jake, and you sort of have this weird scenario playing out because it had been reported that 90% of Twitter's revenue comes from advertising. And I think they've lost somewhere around 59 million, maybe the number's more than that, from advertisers since Musk took over. So he was trying to please advertisers, you could argue, when he hired the former ad exec from here, NBC Universal, Linda Yaccarino. But now he has this. So what does this do to the company?
I mean, it is just not clear. When you just think the bottom can't get any lower, it drops out from under us again. I mean, not only do we have companies pulling out to the tune of an estimated $75 million so far at a time when that company, as you point out, cannot really afford it. That company depends on advertising for its lifeblood. And Linda Yaccarino, the former NBC Universal exec, brought in as CEO to make that place appealing to advertisers again. You just can't imagine what it must have been like for her to be sitting in that crowd as she was, along with the likes of Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, and to hear Elon Musk say that, and then presumably have to go to the after gathering, drinks and try to smooth over opinions in that room. I mean, it really is the lifeblood of X in a way that someone who has made his career on manufacturing things like electric cars and rockets to space, maybe he just doesn't understand it. But this certainly for any conventional CEO and certainly in any kind of conventional advertising business is the death knell for a company like this, Tom.
Jake, we know that he spent $44 billion to buy Twitter, now calling it X, as you point out there. It's been a long time since we've talked about high-profile tech companies going out of business. Is that a conversation that people are having about X, or are we not there yet?
It is certainly the conversation that people are having. And, if anyone was watching just as aghast as anybody else, it is the investment bankers who are holding billions of dollars of debt for Elon Musk in that $44 billion acquisition that he made. The company already is worth about half of what he paid for it. And so you have to assume that between what he has said on stage and the kind of performance indicators that those bankers are undoubtedly getting by email every day, they in particular must be pretty worried, Tom.
All right, Jake Ward covering that breaking news on X for us tonight, and Elon Musk. Jake, thank you. Now to the latest on California's fight against homelessness. Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom announcing a $300 million effort to clean up homeless encampments amid numerous reports of violence across the state. The announcement coming as Newsom prepares to debate Florida governor and Republican candidate for President Ron DeSantis. This issue likely to be a key topic in that highly anticipated face-off. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has the details on this new push.
Tonight, California Governor Gavin Newsom ratcheting up efforts to clean out those homeless encampments, the ones that have become synonymous with some of the state's biggest cities.
I think we can all agree that we need to do more to clean up encampments in the state of California.
Newsom pledging $300 million to sweep out the encampments, promising to provide support to the people displaced. The governor says the state has already cleaned out roughly 5,700 encampments since July 2021.
The idea being that we weren't just cleaning up encampments out of sight, out of mind in displacing people or moving people, but that we're trying to resolve the underlying issues in the first place and actually support people to get them back on their feet.
The funding comes as a University of California study finds 171,000 people are experiencing homelessness in the Golden State, representing 30% of the entire country's homeless population and roughly half of the nation's unsheltered.
Here to there is my space.
Violence in and around California's encampments becoming a national flashpoint and raising questions about Newsom's handling of the crisis.
Oh, he's got a hammer. Somebody call the police, guys.
Last December, an organization supporting the homeless posted this video, reportedly showing a man swinging at people with a hammer near a row of tents in San Diego. And horrifying footage of a brutal beating, 3 people stopping to attack a homeless man in this encampment in May 2021. California Republican legislator Roger Nealo telling the Center Square the cleanup program Newsom announced is basically a program to deal with what he probably views as a political hot potato. One state over in Nevada, a possible solution. In Reno, officials opening a series of housing units called the Nevada Cares Campus to provide individuals experiencing homelessness an alternative to encampments.
Your basic needs aren't threatened anymore. You're not going to have to worry about getting your stuff stolen from you. You're not going to have to worry about physical violence.
Since the campus was built in 2021 with a capacity of more than 600, the number of homeless people on the streets has dropped by 58%.
The value of doing this is that we have an opportunity to watch people grow.
Now a political battle heating up once again over California's poorest residents left out in the cold. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Still ahead tonight, the school stabbing lawsuit. The mother of a Georgia teen suing school administrators after her daughter was stabbed 14 times by a classmate. She claims they ignored multiple warning signs that could have prevented the attack. Plus, the urgent warning for anyone who uses sleep apnea machines, the popular products that the FDA says could potentially catch on fire while in use. And the family pulled over while on vacation, officers with guns drawn telling them they were in a stolen vehicle. The mix-up by the rental car company that caused this nightmare. That's next. We're back now with a disturbing story out of Georgia. The mother of a girl who was stabbed in the face at her middle school last spring is suing school administrators for not protecting her child. Lawyers for the family now releasing video showing the graphic incident. NBC's Maura Barrett has more.
Tonight, a distraught mother suing her child's middle school administrators after this incident caught on video last spring, where her daughter was allegedly stabbed by another student 14 times.
Every child and every teacher on that campus was in harm's way by the choice of the administrators who chose not to do anything to protect everyone on that campus.
The lawsuit argues administrators knowingly ignored threats that could have prevented the incident, and that a student resource officer had notified school staff that a student had a knife on campus and had made threats to injure other students.
They were required to conduct an investigation. The administrators did not follow those procedures.
What should that investigation have looked like?
At a minimum, they could have conducted an administrative search. Could have been pulling the child out of class, searching the child. It could have been searching the child's locker. This is what happens when administrators don't follow the policies and procedures they're required to follow. This is the type of heinous attack that can happen.
The day after the student with the knife was originally reported, the suspect approached Wilson's daughter, verbally harassing her while walking to gym class, according to the lawsuit. Seen in this video released by attorneys, upon entering the gym, the student allegedly stabbed the other student multiple times across her face, head, neck, shoulder, back, and chest. These photos, included in the complaint, show her injuries as she continues to recover. The complaint alleges teachers who witnessed the harassment did not defuse the situation. The teachers who witnessed the bullying failed to keep the students safe while on school premises. Henry County Schools told NBC News they do not comment on open legal matters, but in a press conference following the incident, the superintendent said their schools are designed to be safe havens.
We as an organization will not tolerate any behavior of this nature. As your superintendent and also as a mother, I go to bed every night and wake up every morning thinking about the safety of our young people.
Wilson and her attorney disagree and say they want administrators to be held accountable.
I fear that far too often school systems have become almost numb to the number of threats that are coming in, where they do not take action. How many more school shootings, how many more school stabbings do we have to have in our country before our administrators start taking these threats, particularly when it comes from a police officer, starts taking these threats seriously to protect our children?
They talk about it being a safe haven, and it's not. And I'm a living testimony of it.
Maura, that video is so hard to watch, but then you see those aftermath photos, the photos of all the wounds, and this poor girl, she suffered so much. How is she doing, and what happened to her attacker?
Well, Tom, we know that the suspect was arrested at the time and faces charges. But as for Wilson's daughter, the one who was stabbed, she's been homeschooled since the incident and has had multiple surgeries to recover from those injuries. But understandably, those scars, both physical and emotional, will last a lot longer.
Yeah, I
Tom?
can't imagine what she's going through. All right, Maura, we thank you for that. Next tonight, to a family vacation that took a very wrong turn when a Wisconsin couple was detained by police with guns drawn in Southern California. Their rental car reported stolen, and they were on the hook for it. NBC San Diego consumer reporter Sergio Flores has this crazy story.
It's the Oceanside Police Department. We believe he may be armed and dangerous.
Tonight, the moment this Wisconsin couple's vacation turned into a nightmare because of an error made by the rental car company.
Driver, with your right hand, open the car door and step out.
Sheena and Cole Bury say it all started when they were pulled over by Oceanside Police while on a trip to San Diego.
And you don't know why, you have no idea what's going on. We couldn't even really look at each other because you can't move at all. But, you know, I remember kind of whispering that I love you.
The couple handcuffed by police, not knowing what they did wrong, until an officer tells them their rental car was reported stolen.
So that van's reported stolen.
It's from Payless Rental. And there should be the receipt for the Payless right in that little console.
Dollar Tree.
Police looking through the car for the rental contract, but not having any luck. The couple saying they were terrified and could only think of their daughter who they had just dropped off at the mall.
That was my huge, huge fear. You know, now I just dropped off my kid. I'm in thousands of miles away from home, and what is going to happen?
We're contacting them, so if they say it's a big mistake.
According to a police report, the officers were able to contact Payless Rental and confirm the car was not stolen, and the couple was released. The report saying Payless never contacted police to take it out of the stolen vehicle system. Sheena's seen reacting to the officer as he explains a possible reason as to why she and her husband had guns drawn on them and were put in handcuffs.
Because it's a rental car, the last person might have done that, eventually brought it back after they had already reported stolen, and they never took it out of the system.
In a statement, Payless Car Rental saying Payless and its independent franchisees each have safeguards in place to prevent unnecessary notifications to retrieve rental vehicles. Fortunately, these protocols in this isolated incident failed. Our franchisee has apologized to Mr. and Mrs. Bury and refunded them for the rental. Oceanside Police telling NBC News the officers involved in this case met the expectations of this department in their conduct. They were courteous throughout this incident and explained their reasoning as they were able.
I pulled over and had a panic attack off the freeway if I've seen an officer, all kinds of things, because it brings back such fear, crippling fear.
Tom, the couple tells me that a full refund wasn't enough to make up for the traumatic experience hiring an attorney to file a lawsuit against Payless. Now, an attorney for the car rental company tells me that she, quote, finds it disappointing that Ms. Fury and her attorney have attempted to pressure Payless into paying large sums of money by threatening to paint Payless in a poor light to the media. Tom?
All right, our thanks to Sergio Flores there and our colleagues at NBC San Diego for their help on that story. When we come back, a deadly explosion at an auto shop in Ohio caught on camera. The investigation now underway. Stay with us. All right, we're back now with Top Stories newsfeed, and we begin with the man arrested for attacking an American Airlines employee. Police say the suspect was being escorted off a plane at Miami's International Airport when he punched a manager several times in the face and threw her on the floor. He also allegedly pushed a gate agent to the floor as he ran off. One of the employees was hospitalized. Police say the man was making threats on board when he was told he could not get his medication out of checked luggage. The U.S. says it has foiled a plot to assassinate a Sikh activist in New York. The Justice Department announced charges against an Indian national for an alleged murder-for-hire plot targeting a U.S. citizen who publicly advocated for an independent Sikh state in India. Federal prosecutors allege the scheme was orchestrated by someone in India's government. This comes months after Canada accused the Indian government of murdering a Sikh leader in British Columbia. An investigation tonight into a deadly explosion at an auto body shop in Ohio. Security cam capturing the moment the shop burst into a fireball in Hillsboro. This is about 50 miles east of Cincinnati. At least 3 employees were killed and another injured. People who live in the area say the explosion was felt for several blocks. No word yet on the cause. And the FDA warning consumers about 2 sleep apnea machines that could overheat. Take a look. According to the agency, the Philips DreamStation 2 CPAP machine can start to smoke or even catch fire while in use. The FDA says they've received more than 270 complaints related to the device since August, including users getting burned. The company said the device can still be used if safety instructions are followed, such as keeping the machine on a firm, flat surface and regularly cleaning it. Okay, time now for Money Talks and some good news for consumers. If you've been looking for a break from inflation, you may not have to look any further than the gas pump. Millions of Americans now paying $3 or less per gallon. NBC's Tom Costello explains what's driving down those prices.
From the Lone Star State to highways across the country, finally some inflation relief at the gas pump.
A lot better than last year.
It's all about supply and demand. Demand usually falls during colder months when people stay home. And right now, there's plenty of supply, with the U.S. making up 80% of the global increase.
The U.S. retains the crown of the world's largest oil producer. Oil production in the U.S. is back at record-setting levels.
On the global market, oil is now selling for $77 a barrel, down from $123 in June of last year. At the pump, gas has dropped to $3.22 a gallon nationally, 28 cents cheaper than last year. 16 states are now paying $3 or less. 25,000 gas stations at $2.75 or less, though higher taxes means gas can be $2 more expensive out west. Still, cheaper gas is one reason why car dealers report electric vehicle sales have fallen sharply. In Wisconsin, Cunis Automotive owns 44 dealerships across the region.
We've definitely seen a slowdown in electric vehicle sales across the Midwest, and we're actually seeing a lot of defectors from electric vehicles as they move back towards a ICE or hybrid vehicle.
A top customer concern, driving long distances and finding charging stations. Where gas prices go from here could depend on whether OPEC cuts production this week. OPEC doesn't have the influence it once did, but it could determine whether America's national average falls below $3 by Christmas. There's also news about the UAW now moving to unionize non-union automakers. Fresh off a 25% pay hike from the Big Three, the UAW said today it's launching a campaign now to organize 13 non-union automakers, including Tesla, BMW, Mercedes, Honda, Nissan, Toyota, Volkswagen. That includes 150,000 auto workers in all. Tom?
Could be huge. Okay, Tom Costello for us. Tom, thank you. Staying with business news and remembering an investing legend, Charlie Munger, longtime business partner and close friend of Warren Buffett, has died at the age of 99. He had a brilliant mind, but simple advice for investors. CNBC's Becky Quick has this look back at Munger's investment philosophy and deadpan humor.
Charlie Munger was best known as Warren Buffett's right-hand man. Their investing partnership dating back decades.
I would say that every time I'm with Charlie, I'll get at least some new slant on an idea that causes me to rethink certain things. And we've had we've had so much fun in the partnership over the years. It's been almost hilarious. It's been so much fun.
Buffett credits the Berkshire Hathaway vice chairman with teaching him the importance of paying up for high-quality businesses.
When he weaned me away from the idea of buying very so-so companies at very cheap prices, knowing that there was some small profit and looking for really wonderful businesses that we could buy at fair prices.
It's not that much fun to
by a business where you really hope this sucker liquidates before it goes broke.
The willingness to pay for quality paid off for Munger and Buffett in deals like their 1972 purchase of See's Candies and their decision in the late 1980s to buy a substantial stake in Coca-Cola. Before his Berkshire days, Munger owned his own successful investment firm and practiced law. In 1962, he and a group of attorneys founded Munger Tolles, now known as Munger Tolles and Olson, a very prominent law firm. Munger, like Buffett, grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, and as teenagers, they both worked at Buffett's grandfather's grocery store, but not at the same time, as Munger was 7 years older. It wasn't until Buffett was in his late 20s and Munger was in his mid-30s and living in California that they were introduced to each other by mutual friends.
We had dinner together in 1959. In 5 minutes, Charlie was rolling on the floor laughing at his own jokes, and I do the same thing.
They began to spend hours each week on the telephone, talking investments, and Buffett urged Munger to trade in a career in law for one in investing.
I met Charlie, and he was practicing law, and I told him that was okay as a hobby, but it was a lousy business. So fortunately, I listened.
From 1962 until 1975, Munger's investment partnership produced a 19.8% compound annual return versus just 5% for the Dow. It wasn't until 1978 that Munger formally joined Berkshire as vice chairman. But Munger's even-tempered, risk-averse, and pragmatic approach to investing was a major influence on Buffett from the time they first met, helping Berkshire Hathaway grow into a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that owns well-known businesses like Dairy Queen, Geico, Helzberg Diamonds, and Burlington Northern. Munger, however, didn't limit himself to just Berkshire. He was chairman of Wesco Financial from 1984 until 2011, when it was totally assimilated into Berkshire. During those years, he was known for his deadpan humor and straight-shooting style at shareholder meetings where he interacted at length with his investors. After Wesco, Munger moved the show and his growing collection of fans to another company where he remained chairman, the Daily Journal.
Charlie?
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines from you is you want to hire the guy with the IQ of 130 that thinks it's 120, and the guy with an IQ of 150 who thinks it's 170 will just kill you.
You must be thinking about Elon Musk.
He brought his blistering one-liners to Berkshire Hathaway's annual meetings, too.
What I needed to get ahead was to compete against idiots. And luckily, there's a large supply. And professional traders that go into trading cryptocurrencies, it's just disgusting. It's like somebody else is trading turds and you decide I can't be left out. Charlie's big on lowering expectations. Absolutely. That's the way I got married. My wife lowered her expectations.
And despite a net worth of around $2 billion, for Munger, money wasn't everything.
All you succeed in doing in your life is to get early rich from passive holding of little bits of paper. And you get better at only that for all your life. It's a failed life. Life is more than being shrewd at passive wealth accumulation.
We thank Becky Quick for that look back at Charlie Munger's life. Okay, time now for Global Watch. And we begin with stunning new images of a volcano erupting in Japan. Newly released footage captures the explosive volcano erupting on the island of Nijima, just about 90 miles from the capital of Tokyo. According to the Japanese Coast Guard, the massive blast spewed volcanic ash and rocks over 600 feet into the sky and ocean. No injuries have been reported just yet. And a teenager jumping into action to save her school bus from crashing into southeastern Australia. CCTV footage captures the moment the bus, which was parked with 20 students on board, starts rolling down a hill towards a gas station. You see it there, the 14-year-old girl jumping into the empty driver's seat, grabbing the wheel and steering the bus to safety, preventing her classmates and the workers inside the mini-mart from getting hurt. Police are investigating what happened here. Okay, and we want to turn now to the new book about the royal family that is stirring up a lot of controversy and a lot of buzz. The book called Endgame, Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival by Omid Scobie is now being pulled from the shelves in the Netherlands after a translation error in the Dutch version named the member of the royal family, I should say members of the royal family, who allegedly made racist comments about the skin color of Harry and Meghan's baby, baby Archie. For more on this, I want to bring in Erin Miller. She's the senior royal editor at People magazine. Erin, thanks so much for joining Top Story tonight. It's important to note that while there's various reports out there on who was mentioned in the book, NBC News can't confirm the specific names, but the translation error has brought back this conversation that Meghan and Harry had with Oprah in 2021. We have a clip. Let's take a look.
There is a conversation. Hold up.
There's
Stop
several
right now.
There are several conversations.
There's a conversation with you,
with Harry,
about how dark your baby is going to be.
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Ooh. And you're not going to tell me who had the conversation?
I think that would be very damaging to them.
So the book mentions that after this interview, Charles actually reached out, King Charles, we should say, reached out to Meghan and smoothed things over. Is today's news reopening old wounds?
It is, in a way. I mean, this is something that was reopened earlier this year as well, before the coronation, when it was revealed that these letters even existed between King Charles and Meghan, following that controversial comment made during the Oprah interview. And so now that these names are circulating and this moment is circulating around again, it's definitely bringing that all back up to the surface.
You know, Erin, I'm trying to understand how this translation snafu happened, because it doesn't really add up, right? If it wasn't in the English version, how does it end up in the Dutch version?
Right. It's unclear whether the Dutch translation is incorrect or if the translation had been based on an earlier manuscript, because the English version does not mention these family members. And people reached out to the Dutch publishers, and all they said was that the error was being fixed and that the current versions were being temporarily pulled from the shelves until the new ones will be out next week. And we also reached out to Omid Scobie, and he said, having only written and edited the English version, he could only comment on that, but he was glad that the error was being fixed. But yes, it remains unclear as to how this happened. Is it possible this is all a publicity stunt to gain attention for this new book? It's definitely out there circulating that that's a rumor. Is it a publishing error? Is it something that was purposely leaked? It was something that was, it's unclear, but that's something that has been said.
Let's talk about other parts of the book. The book also reiterates, I understand, claims that Prince William leaked stories about his brother Harry to the press, and that Harry is in contact with his dad, King Charles, but not William. Is there any hope for the brothers' relationship?
Based on, things that we know and our conversation with the author, I mean, it seems that the rift has gone to a colder and more hardened place, from anger to now just complete indifference, and that there seems to be no way back. So it does seem like that relationship, sadly, between William and Harry the rift is so deep that there is no return, and that there is no communication between them right now. But however, there is an open line of communication between Harry and his father, King Charles. And when people spoke to Omid Scobie, he said that Harry would rather, accept his father for who he is and go forward with a relationship than to lose him completely. But that's different from his relationship with his brother. Finally, the book is titled Endgame and argues that the future of the monarchy is fragile. Do you think that's a fair assessment? I think, when you take a look at the modern aspects of the monarchy, absolutely, it's important to take a look at all aspects, and certainly losing a biracial member of the royal family was crucial in pushing the monarchy towards a more modern era. And so I think it is fair to take a look at that. But I think there's been lots of strides and moves made within the monarchy just since the Queen's death, in trying to push it forward and modernize and to reach a younger generation. So it remains to be seen, but if anything, I think something that is pointed out in the book, are these relationships worth it to be lost for the sake of the monarchy? And it is clear when it comes to the brothers, William's choosing to protect the crown, while Harry's chosen to step outside of it. Erin Miller from People magazine. Erin, we thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Finally tonight, the most famous tree in the world right behind me. In fact, it's my neighbor outside my office window, set to be lit tonight. The 80-foot tall Norway spruce comes to us from upstate New York. More than 50,000 lights and a 900-pound star that will illuminate Rockefeller Center and kick off the Christmas season. And we are so fortunate to have our good friend, the man, the myth, the legend, the head gardener of Rockefeller Center, and the man who for the last 3 decades has actually chosen this tree, the man so many people go to right during this time of year because he has to pick the world's most famous Christmas tree. No pressure at all. Eric Posse, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
So when we look at this beautiful Norway spruce, what was the first thing that stood out to you when you picked it?
It's exactly what you said. It's beautiful, it's majestic, and it was gorgeous.
And then when you approached the family that ended up donating the tree, because you don't show up with a briefcase full of money, right?
No.
They have to donate the tree.
Right.
What is your pitch to them?
Well, first of all, I asked if I could take a few pictures, start to think about whether or not it would be a perfect tree for Rockefeller Center. And then I pitched the donation and, would you like to donate it to Rockefeller Center in the world?
Is that a tough conversation, or are people usually into it?
People are very into it. This year they were very excited about how many millions of people they were going to make happy.
Yeah, when we look at this tree, how old is it? What do we know about its age?
It's probably 75, 80 years old.
Okay. And is that sort of the sweet spot you want for these trees?
Yeah, that's when they look really prime and really good.
And then when you're looking for trees, are you driving around? Are people calling the Christmas tree tip line? Are you flying over it? What are you doing?
Well, this year I had gone up to see another tree in June of last year, and decided that there were a lot of good trees in the area, stayed overnight, found this tree the next morning, kept it in my back pocket, and knocked on the door this year.
You feel guilty at all about that other tree you were scoping out?
No, it was beautiful too.
Will that tree be able to be picked next year possibly? Do you keep these kind of in the back of your pocket, or?
Right, I do keep a few trees on the list.
Yeah. So we were talking before we started taping. You were telling me that there's at least one thing that Christmas trees at home and this Christmas tree have in common as far as taking care of them. And what is that?
Drinking a lot of water. When it's warm out, it'll drink up to 90 gallons of water a day.
90 gallons of water a day. And how do you guys get the water there? It doesn't come from the fountain here with Prometheus. How do you get the water?
We don't use Prometheus water, but we take it from the building, good old New York City water.
90 gallons. Any idea how much that costs a day to keep?
No, but I probably could figure it out.
Eric, what else, man? This is your busiest time of year, right? All these people are out here gathered for this big event. What do you want people to remember this Christmas?
The great night, great, beautiful tree lighting night, the beautiful angels in the Channel Garden, and everybody just coming together and having a good time.
Eric, thank you so much for your time. We know it's going to be a wonderful night. As always, man. Thank you for all your work. And we thank you for watching Top Story. We hope you'll join and watch us on the tree lighting on NBC and across the NBC platforms. I'm Tom Llamas here in New York. Thanks so much for watching Top Story. The news continues right now.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.